to monitor genetically modified fuel. By Jonathan Nda Isaiah, Abuja. The federal government has moved to put in place mechanism to regulate the practice of veterinary doctors in Nigeria. This was disclosed by the Minister of Agriculture, Adu Ogbi, after the extended Federal Executive Council meeting yesterday, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa, Thursday. While noting that the Vertinary Council had been in existence since 1953, Ogbi said a memo was presented to Council to regulate the practice. He said, "This afternoon we presented a memo to the Council relating to the Veterinary Council of Nigeria, which has been in existence since 1953, and under the provisions of the law setting it up, the Council members meet from time to improve regulations on veterinary practice so that people not qualified to practice as veterinary doctors do not operate in the country." The regulations were made and submitted to Council, and Council approved them for Mr. President to endorse so that those regulations can be put in practice with the protection of livestock and the improvement of the breed of livestock in the country. During his briefing, the Minister of Environment, Ibrahim Jibrin, said his ministry presented 2 memos to Council. One was aimed at seeking Council's approval for the revision of the National Biosafety Management Agency. He said the National Biosafety Management Agency is an agency under the Ministry of Environment charged with the direct responsibility of monitoring and supervising the use of genetically modified organism in the country. He said, "Most of the time, people tend to mix this agency with another sister agency in the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, that is National Biotechnology Development Agency, while the first one under technology is charged with the responsibility of doing research work and making a breakthrough on many things in the country. The National Biosafety under the Environment Ministry is a regulatory agency with the responsibility of checking the type of fuel that are genetically modified product that could come into the country to ensure that they are safe for consumption either for animals or humans, and to ensure also that they do not displace our traditional products that are found locally in the country." This policy memo, which was approved today, the first one we had was in 2006, and this predate even the establishment of the agency because the agency was established by an Act of Parliament in the year 2015. He said the first memo is about the hydrocarbon remediation project in River State, where approval was given for the engagement of the project management consultants, as well as monitoring and evaluation to ensure that proper framework is put in place that will assist in supervising and actualizing the clean-up. On his part, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, said Council approved the copyright bill, which is intended to be transmitted by the executive to the legislature. He said it is a bill that relates to the creative industry, noting that it is designed to accord protection of creative works against piracy and protection of intellectual property rights.